What do you get when you cross croquet, wood chopping, lawn bowls, and AFL football? The answer is Trugo, Melbourne's most historic sport that you've never heard of. Trugo has been played every week for 8 months of the year, every year since 1926. It was invented in Yarraville and has been played exclusively in Melbourne's western suburbs ever since.
So, how exactly does Trugo work? Well, a player uses this mallet to hit this ring through their legs down to the other end with the objective of getting it between these two goalposts. The posts are about 1.7 metres apart, or the width of railway tracks.
Why would the field's dimensions be based on railway tracks? To answer that, we have to rewind to the origins of the sport. Head of the Footscray Trugo Club, Justin Mansfield, explains.
Trugo was started by railway workers in the Newport Railway Workshop back in the 1920s, and they put together a game just during their lunch hour, which was using things they had around the work site, like their mallets, and the rings were part of the buffer stop of the train. The workers then took the game outside the workshops and started playing it, and it spread from there.
The Victorian Trugo Association has 8 member clubs across Melbourne's western suburbs. 2 of the oldest are facing off here today in the first round of matches for the 2018 season, Yarraville and Footscray. Like the sport itself, the Yarraville Trugo Club is hidden. It's located behind the Senior Citizens Centre by Beaton Reserve. So what keeps players coming back? How has it survived for so long on such a small scale?
Part of the appeal of Trugo and part of why it has continued for 80 odd years has been the fact that it is a very localised game. People have often played in teams over many generations, fathers and then sons and daughters and so on. And it's been a sport where people have established really strong bonds and really strong connections too. And because of that, those, the stalwarts of Trugo have been able to keep it going through the years, even though player numbers haven't been terribly huge.
One such stalwart is 88-year-old John McMahon, who is the longest tenured Trugo player in Melbourne.
Well, my father used to play here in the late 60s and 70s, and then in 91 I got retrenched from work, so my dad asked me to come down and play. They needed a player, so I came down and played, and I've been here ever since.
The allure of Trugo is that it exists and thrives on such a small scale. This quality has seen the sport fall on leaner times in recent years, as player numbers have shrunk.
I guess the biggest challenge is just people hearing about Trugo, because it is a very small sport. It's only played in Melbourne, and the total number of players is less than 100, so many people just haven't ever even heard of it. When they do try it, often they'll quite like it, but there's a big challenge, I guess, between someone enjoying something when they play it on a social occasion towards convincing them to come and join up a team and play for an entire season.
We used to have 13 clubs in the competition, and then now we've only got 6 clubs and 8 teams in the competition. So it's sort of fizzled out a bit. But everybody said that when I joined, it was dying game, but we kept it going, for many, many years.
As has been the case throughout Trugo's history, the spirit of community has kept struggling clubs and hence the sport alive.
I'd seen the Footscray Trugo Club, but it had been locked up and it had been derelict since 2009. So a bunch of residents, including myself, got together about 3 years ago. We thought Trugo was a bit quirky. It was kind of a cool thing from the western suburbs that was quite specific to the western suburbs. And we got together and lobbied the council, engaged with the residents, and we got the club reopened.
Ascot was resurrected. They'd died for many years. And one bloke over there, he just got enough energy in that to get together and start the team up again and try and get everything organised. And I thought that was a good effort. He's kept it going. Now, Footscray is the other group that was dead for many years, and they've come up with this year's their first season in. Hopefully they will go on and continue on, and they're a young group of people. So they might fire it away, and we might end up starting a Saturday comp or a Sunday comp, you know.
Hooray! 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 One for the captain. Hooray! One for the high score.